Hello again. This is Kevin, the payment support specialist at Studio Designer, and today we're going to talk about balance discrepancies on proposal payments. What I mean by that is a very common question that we see come through support is you've charged the client a specific number for a proposal, they make the payment, then changes are then made to the items on that document, changing the deposit amount. So when you're attempting to apply the payment that was made by the client, it's not matching up with the actual balance due and what to do with that. So I'm here to kind of walk you through that scenario and exactly how to handle that. So we're in payment posting. I'm going to go to this particular payment posting entry for a proposal. You'll see the payment of $1,568 was made. Fee was passed through $49.21, giving you a payments plus fees of $1,617.21. However, when you look at the deposit balance, now that deposit balance has changed. So initially it was reflecting a $1,568 balance. Now it is $2,068. You'll see that the amount received is $1,617.21. So what do? In this scenario, we would want to apply the $1,568 received. So you'll type that in your amount to apply. And as you can see here, it shows the amount received. The amount applied to items is the $1,568, leaving you the pass-through fees of $49.21. It will leave a remaining balance on the proposal. There are a couple of steps that we'll take after this to ensure that we are in fact invoicing the client for the remaining balance based on what's left on the proposal. So when I click post payment, this will apply the $1,568 and the $49.21 will be moved into merchant fees, just like we showed in our previous tech tip. So click yes, and then from here we are all set. So if I want to then go back into my proposals, you can see now this proposal has a total and a deposit requested. The payments of $1,568 are applied, but there is still a deposit balance of $500. Now, I could simply resend the proposal to collect that remaining balance of $500 since it was requesting a 100% proposal deposit, or I could include that to invoice with any later items that may come down the pipeline that may have a remaining balance at the end of the project. So to do so, I would simply take this proposal number, go into invoices, add a new invoice, and I'm going to create it from this proposal number. As you can see, I would simply select that item and then hit create invoice. Once an invoice is created, as you can see below here, it's got all of your information on what the balance is due to be on that particular invoice. You'll always want to make sure to select that this is publicly visible if you do not have that set in your client settings. For some firms, they would much rather do this on a case-by-case basis, especially for those that have clients using the client portal. So once that document is publicly visible, if you'd like to check it, you could go to PDF and then scroll down on the invoice to the Pay Now link. And as you can see here below, the client can then make the remaining payment based on that invoice. That will then create yet another payment posting entry, as we've seen before, which can then be applied to this invoice and, of course, zeroing out any balance due on the items. I hope that you found this helpful, and I will see you again at our next tech tip. Thanks.